I think since they own it, they should take care of it. It's a safety.
I do too. Debbie, you want to comment here? You've been awfully quiet.
Well, I jumped in, but he was saying the same thing about taxes. If you don't pay your property tax, they can take your house for just those couple $1,000s. I mean, it's obvious they own it all. Now, as far as the car, is there any way to get around titling? Not
yes,
going through that process?
Actually, there are places that you can go and get the actual CO in your name and not send it to the state. Some dealerships do that, but you have to pay cash for the vehicle. You can't finance it and do that. You have to pay cash.
I like that. Is that in our country, or is that go over the border?
It goes to the moon, Deb.
Actually, out there on the West Coast, not that far from you.
San Diego, probably.
Oh, actually, it's in Oregon.
Oh, okay.
Oregon? So in Oregon you can get title to your car?
Yep, you can. I talked to the people myself.
Well, it sounds like we're going to have to all take a little trip up to Oregon.
Either that or... I think that everything when I hear about this that people are worried about, they're worried about somehow the country will fall because the taxes aren't being paid. And what you're actually talking about today is nobody's getting that tax money anyway.
No, they're not. The tax money they're talking about raising from income taxes and a lot of these things they're talking about, like property taxes, they don't go to help our country anyway for the most part. Now, some of the property tax does, but some of it is also paid to foreign interests as well. But all of the income tax goes to foreign interests. It does not do anything for Americans or the the country of America or the American people. Nothing at all. It doesn't do anything to help us. And so we're just paying the interest on a hypothetical debt that was created out of thin air, and it really is not a lawful debt. These are the issues that we're addressing by restoring the Restore America plan. We want to restore our nation back prior to the corporation, because the corporation is the reason you have so many problems in our country now. That's the reason Congress is out of touch with you, because they don't work for you. They work for the IMF. Those are the masters, and they will do what they're told, or they won't be a congressman next year. They'll take that one out of office and install another one. That's the reason that when you vote for a president, you're only going to get two choices, and both of them work for IMF. And it wouldn't have mattered if you got John McCain or Barack Obama. The agenda wouldn't change. It never changes because they make sure you only get one of their choices.
So what about what about John F. Kennedy? Was he one of their choices as well?
John F. Kennedy was a kind of a unique case. He probably slipped through the cracks because of his popularity. And I don't think at that time they could control the popular vote as well as they do today. Today, NBC is the group that counts the presidential vote. And who owns the media? I mean, let's face it. If I owned the media and counted the vote, I can say anything I want, can I?
Yeah, I guess so. I used to really enjoy Eisenhower. What side did he play on?
You know, I'm not sure about Eisenhower. I haven't studied his administration that much. But I can tell you for sure FDR was totally on the other side, and every president since Kennedy has been. And it doesn't matter which one it is. They were all on the side of the IMF, every single one. You won't get an opportunity to vote for a president that is not part of the Council on Foreign Relations or involved in bed with the International Monetary Fund. It won't happen. You'll never have that opportunity because he can't raise enough money from the corporations to get enough notoriety and buy enough ads on TV to get elected.
So, Tim, I've had a bust of Abraham Lincoln on my desk for years.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to tell you, I'm really disappointed to hear. Did he do anything good?
Oh, I'm sure he did some good things, but I can't.
Fourscore and 7 years ago, that was pretty good. It was good writing anyway.
Maneuver too. Gettysburg Address, yeah.
Pardon?
That was just another political maneuver.
Yeah. CW, what? You've been quiet a while. Let me hear what you're thinking about all this.
Well, didn't Abraham Lincoln walk a long way to return a couple of cents when he was a librarian?
I don't know, and we're afraid to hear. I was afraid to actually ask that one, CW, that there might be another story.
Well, I think this was way before he got caught up in everything that
probably so.
He was talking about.
Yeah, he took the penny back.
He took the penny back.
Thank you very much. I'll keep him on my desk because he took a penny back, and I'm in for that. But I have to tell you, you've really stripped the guy naked for me. I even drew pictures of Lincoln when I was a kid because I appreciated so much the dreamlike values that have been passed on to me.
Honest Abe. Remember, Honest Abe.
Yeah, well, I think that the thing here that's hard in all the transition is letting go of all the lies that we've been told.
Right, absolutely. That's another big issue with the Republic is that we're going to have to face the lies, and we're going to have to confront them, and we're going to have to deal with them. The people in this country don't believe. You've got people that are listening right now saying, well, he's a nutcase. Well,
yeah.
I can document what I'm saying, whether I'm a nutcase or not. It's documented in law.
But you're a very cute nutcase if you are.
Yep. Well, I would like. How many times have you heard me issue the challenge? If you can prove me wrong, try it. And if you prove me wrong, I'll apologize to you.
I haven't heard you say that one, but I've never heard you apologize about it. So I guess nobody's shown you anything that proves different.
I've offered that challenge to thousands of people, and I've never been proven wrong yet.
I've heard
What'd you say, Deb?
Several times.
I've heard him say that too, a lot of times.
And never have had anybody. I've had a couple tried. In fact, I got one sitting right here with me in the office right now that tried. He was ready to beat me up, I think, when he heard me. He's my co-host on the radio show.
I have a person that I do political, I interview people in different political situations, whether they're community services or whatever they are, or candidates for office or any of this. And the woman that I told about this, she's called me a nutcase and refused to send me any more emails, except I pointed out to her that I'm her best interviewer, so that might be kind of tough, and maybe it would be a really good idea if she would just calm down and listen. So
yeah,
I think...
I understand. It took them 3 years for me to look at this stuff. I told them they were crazy, too. I did the same thing. So I don't feel bad at people when they tell me that, oh, you're a nut and you don't know what you're talking about, because I've done the same thing in the past myself. But once I did get a hold of law that actually says what I was told, I had to make a decision. Am I going to believe it or not? But it's kind of hard to turn down evidence when it's in congressional documents, all libraries and that sort of thing. It's kind of difficult to go around that and not take it seriously, and that's where I learned what I learned. Now, the Republic that we, as I say, is restored, and what we're going to do is introduce the people to freedom again.
How are we going to do that?
Free.
How's that going to happen?
Well, in many ways. First, they're going to see immediate financial freedom. That's one of the first things you'll see. Income tax is a thing of the past for the American people. Now, I do want to make a statement here for people to understand. We are not going to force you to be an American. If you want to be a citizen of the United States Corporation, you go right ahead. We will not interfere. You can do all you want to do with the corporation. Can't imagine why you would want to, but, if you want to, that is perfectly okay with us. So we're not going to interfere with what the corporation is doing, except we are going to get involved. We're going to get involved with the financial end of it. And the corporation, I'm not sure exactly where they're going to go.
Tim, it seems like we've been programmed into living a false sense of security, which means if we've been programmed, now we got to be deprogrammed.
Yes, and it's going to take a while. We estimate it's going to take 8 to 10 years to re-educate and restore the Republic fully. And we're going to have to do it in increments because the people don't understand it, and the news media would take it and run wild with it and try to demonize us, of course, as they've tried to a little bit. Actually, they weren't that bad, though. As you know, I was interviewed by the FBI and talked to them, and I asked the FBI agents. They were very cordial and very nice. And I asked them, I said, well, do you understand that you work for a corporation? And they said, yes, we do.